You've probably seen this heartbreaking image circulating online. A young child trapped in floodwater, desperately clinging to a piece of wood. Someone pouring water over them in what looks like their final moments. It went viral with claims of disaster, neglect, and tragedy. But trust me, fam, this story is way more complicated than you think. Before we dive into what really happened here, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you never miss our deep dives into viral stories. We separate fact from fiction, and today's story is a perfect example of why you can't believe everything you see online. These images exploded across social media platforms a few years back. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Everywhere you looked, people were sharing these photos with devastating captions. Some claimed it showed a child abandoned during a natural disaster. Others said it was evidence of poverty and government neglect in developing nations. The emotional response was immediate and intense. People were outraged. They were heartbroken. Thousands of shares, millions of views, and endless comments demanding action, calling for help, criticizing authorities. But here's where things get interesting. As these images spread like wildfire, something else started happening. People began questioning the authenticity of these photos. Were they real? Were they staged? What was actually going on here? So what's the real story? These images were actually taken during the filming of a short film or artistic project. That's right. This was a controlled production, not a real emergency situation. The child in these photos was an actor working with a film crew. The floodwater setting was carefully constructed, safety measures were in place, and adult supervision was present throughout. This wasn't a child in genuine distress. This was storytelling through visual media. Now, I know what you're thinking, but it looked so real. Why would they create something so disturbing? And that's a fair question. The filmmaker's intention was likely to raise awareness about real issues, child vulnerability during natural disasters, the impact of flooding on communities, or social inequality. By creating powerful, emotional imagery, they hoped to spark conversation and maybe even inspire action. But here's the problem. When these images were ripped from their original context and shared without explanation, they became something else entirely. They became misinformation. They became manipulation, even if that wasn't the intent. The metadata, the credits, the explanation, all of that got stripped away as these images bounced from platform to platform. What remained were raw, emotional photos that people interpreted through their own lens of fear, outrage, and compassion. This case perfectly illustrates several critical issues about our digital age. First, there's the problem of decontextualization. Art, journalism, and educational content can all be weaponized when context is removed. A powerful image created to raise awareness can become a tool for spreading false narratives. Second, we have our emotional response overriding our critical thinking. These images triggered our protective instincts, our sense of justice, our empathy. And in that emotional state, we're less likely to stop and ask, wait, is this real? Where did this come from? What's the full story? Third, there's the viral nature of emotional content. Social media algorithms love engagement, and nothing drives engagement like strong emotions. Outrage, sadness, fear, these get clicks, shares, and comments. So even if 10 people fact-check and try to provide context, 100 more will share the decontextualized version because it feels more impactful. But here's what really matters. This doesn't mean the issues these images represent aren't real. Children suffer in natural disasters. Flooding is a serious problem in many parts of the world. Poverty and lack of resources put vulnerable populations at risk. The fact that these specific images came from a film production doesn't negate the reality that somewhere, right now, children are facing genuine emergencies. The staged nature of these photos doesn't make real suffering disappear. What it does mean is that we need to be smarter about how we process and share information online. So what can we learn from this viral moment? Lesson 1. Always seek context. Before sharing emotional content, take 30 seconds to reverse image search, check the source, or look for additional information. Lesson 2. Understand that powerful imagery can be created for artistic or educational purposes. Not every disturbing image represents a moment happening in real time. Lesson 3. Your emotional response, while valid, shouldn't be your only guide. Combine empathy with critical thinking. Lesson 4. If you want to help with real issues, research reputable organizations working on the problems you care about. Don't let viral images be your only window into complex social issues. The internet has given us unprecedented access to information, but it's also created an environment where misinformation spreads faster than truth. Every share is a choice. Every repost is a decision to amplify a message. Make sure you know what that message really is. If this video opened your eyes to how easily context can be lost online, do me a favor, share it. Help spread media literacy instead of misinformation. And subscribe to Trust Me Fam for more deep dives into viral stories, internet mysteries, and the truth behind trending topics. We do the research so you don't have to fall for the hype. Hit that like button if you learned something today, and drop a comment telling me what viral story you want us to investigate next. Until next time, stay skeptical, stay curious, and remember, trust me bro, but verify everything else.